Hey guys, I am here. I can't guarantee how long I'll be here because it kind of just depends if, today's Halloween. So, depending on how things go, I could be here the rest of the evening or I could be here for just a brief period. But I thought I would hop on either way. Hopefully, you folks are having a good evening or morning or whatever it is, wherever you are. Um, so far, it's been pretty decent over here today. So, let's see here. I am supposed to find Grandma Blumble for Grandpa Blumble. But really, hmm. I wonder if I ought to do some of this other stuff first. I need to look for Kitty Valencia in the Thundering Steppes near the ruins of Corona. I need to kill those pirates that come along with Drenna. I've got some corpse scorchers, I believe. And then I need to get some drowned foot soldiers. So, I've got a good number of things I might want to update here before I run off to another zone. Corpse feeders, that's what it is. I don't know what I said. Maybe I said the right thing, maybe I didn't. Who knows? Hard to say. Got a skeletal protector there. And a drowned trooper here who really was interested in me for a whole second. But I'm not really interested in him right now because I've got other things on my plate besides skeletal troopers. Let's see if I want any of this other stuff. Not so much. Not so much. That drowned trooper is now interested. Too bad. He'll have to survive and accept the disappointment that is his lot in life upon this day. So I've found a drowned foot soldier and also a corpse feeder, both of which are of much more interest to me. However, that skeleton has come whether I like him or not, so we'll just give him a little Mezz and then carry on with this corpse feeder, and then we can just run that guy off and come back. Really not interested in doing anything more with him at the moment. Nightmare says he's going to be harvesting today, and that's all he's planning until possibly tomorrow. So, no going out and doing things for him, I suppose. Alright, I'll come back this direction, see if I can get that corpse feeder, possibly without his friends. Skeleton buddies, But then, of course, on the way, I get distracted by this drowned foot soldier who just happens to present himself so nicely to me. Actually, I only need one more foot soldier. I did see one over here on this side, which I may go ahead and do. They're heroics, but I don't really, in this case it doesn't matter because, they're gray, so it's not that big of a deal. go ahead and do this. Feels right. Feels like the right thing to do, you know? Get this knocked out of here. And then I'll have finished my drowned foot soldier search for the moment. Definitely got to get some of these quests knocked out of my journal. No doubt about it. All right, let's see. That ought to have finished the drowned foot soldiers, this mysterious assailants. And it does say return to Rancor McCollin. So, good news on that. Now, if only we can get these corpse feeders knocked out, that'll be a couple of the things that we need. All right, 13 of 15 out of those. And none more showing up on track. I think I'm going to go ahead up here. And still, let's see. It is almost nighttime in the game, I believe. So I think nighttime in the game starts at 8 o'clock p.m. And that's when the doors lock. I could be wrong. Could be sooner, could be later. But I think it's 8 p.m. And well, take that off. Ruins of Corona, stomach acid, corpse feeders, pirates, octopi, saber-tooth hunters, revenant soldiers, antelopes, young antelopes specifically, animated scarecrows. That's where we're sitting at the moment. Then we need rain to update with Rancor. Colin, I feel like he's at the docks. I think I need wolves for something. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys. There are actually a number of quests, or at least a couple of quests. They need wheeled wolves specifically. And there used to be just one main area where the wheeled wolves spawned, and it was over close to the centaur camp with griffins over there. But they added more wolves later, and I don't remember if those wolves were there from the start or if they were some of the ones that were added later. Let's see, where else am I supposed to go? Got those. Ah, yes. Okay, I need to return to Amy over here in this tower. So we'll go get that done and then see where we're at. All right. Amy says, hello there.
Hello.
Have you been able to find Kitty? She wasn't anywhere in the Thundering Steppes. She says, I was so hoping she'd be close by. Someone else came by not too long ago and said he'd seen her in the Orcish Wastes. While that person was still here, someone else came up and said that Kitty is in Antonica now. And I say, Antonica is a pretty big place. Did he say where exactly? She says apparently he saw her hunting in the Archer Woods. That's not quite as close as if she'd been here in the steppes, but it's still close. Can you check it out for me, please? I say I'll be right back. I will not, however, be right back, for I am not running straight over to check on Kitty. Got my resolution kind of fixed. It looks much better. Excellent. I'm so glad. I did some finagling with it and was able to do some things. I wonder if part of it is just the computer that I'm using, which is very much a bare bones laptop. So I'm afraid that's going to be part of the problem. I actually didn't realize right away that I was fighting a heroic creature, because I was not intending to. So, I guess we'll do a little bit of kiting real fast. Try to make up for that error. Nightmare says, I've never played a squashy. How do you like it? That's a good question. I'll have to get back to him once I stop running around like a maniac. Uh-oh, that's a problem. Close one. As I was telling Nightmare, I'm definitely not great at scouts in general. I've had a couple of different kinds of scouts. I've had a troubadour. I've had a ranger, and it's definitely not my forte for sure. So I feel a little clumsy with them all the time, and I feel like there's a lot more potential to the scout classes than I am capable of delivering. I think I don't have that kind of connection with the scout class as I do with virtually anything else. Scout is just a little bit different than, I guess, my normal playstyle. I can kind of muddle through it, but it's not great. I got all the way over here and then realized, I really ought to go check on those pirates over there. Now, as I recall, you kill the pirates, you get your update. Sometimes you have to kill the pirates a couple of times. We already did clear them once and did not get the update. So I need to go try to kill them again because you have to go update in Qeynos Harbor after you kill them and get your update. And then you get another quest after that to go kill Drenna with the pirates. Drenna doesn't always spawn along with the other ones, so sometimes you have to clear that a few times to get her up. So it would be good to go ahead and get on that step, I think. This is the only place these pirates spawn. Right now, Trina is not with them. But I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can manage these guys. I don't have anywhere to run to, so as far as like hiding back and forth, so I'm just gonna have to try to mezz that one for the 15 seconds, try to get as much of this guy dead as possible, and then knock that one out. I don't want to run around in this area too much at all because there are giants everywhere. So, all right, so we got the lamp. So I'll have to take that one back to Qeynos Harbor later. I also need to be sure to grab the book about Cauldron Hollow while I'm there, and turn into the tailor in North Qeynos for the fine silk quest from Ruins of Arsoon. So I've got a few reasons right now to go back to town, but I don't know that I'm quite ready to do that yet. I feel like I may as well go ahead and turn into Rancor and kill these corpse feeders that I still need. For those who don't know, Stiletto spawns right over in this area, right north of me. So if you need Stiletto to get Stiletto's orders to drop, that's his spawn point, is in that little lake right there. And then he wanders all over the area where the giants are, and he can even wander over into the centaurs to the east over here. Let's see if he's up right now on track. I don't see him. Doesn't mean he's not there, because he can wander a pretty good distance and he may not be close enough. It's a body drop, Stiletto's orders is, and it's like first come, first serve. So whoever clicks it is the one whose bag it goes into. So whoever clicks in first, even no matter how you have your settings on your group. Go ahead and run up here. Rainbow lights over there are a little bit tempting, but I would have to clear all of the aggro from around it first, and odds are that that even if I did, by the time I would be done with that, it would have already despawned. So that's a savage wheeled wolf, and he probably comes with friends. He's only a double up heroic. I suspect he's got buddies hanging around somewhere. I could give it a shot, though. See what happens. Yeah, I guess it's just him. All right. Cool. In that case, maybe this other one over here is also all alone, as he appears to be. Bear is a little concerning, so. So I don't think I need the wolves anymore.
Salutations.
Need one more corpse feeder. So, I see one of those pop up. There. Yep, I think I did. Oh no, that's a revenant soldier. That's okay. That works too. Do I want to play with the revenant soldier? That's the real question. Not really. What is that quest for? Ah, yeah, no. I need 13 more of those. I think not. The corpse feeder, however, more up my alley. Gonna just Mezz this guy. I don't need him for anything. So kill him the feeder, and then I'm just going to go on my merry way, I think. Yeah, I need those, but not really interested in cutting around at the moment. So, let's call for help. Run a little ways and make my way toward the Griffin station, but in all honesty, I guess I can go to Antonica. Alright. Big plan. Go over to the docks, update with Rancor. Then I can head to Antonica and look for Kitty in Archer Woods. Hop over to Qeynos, unload bags, and update those quests. Seems like a viable plan. Odds of me making it through all of that without getting distracted on something else are somewhat low, but possible. Oh man, like for instance, this young antelope. Gotta go get that, right? I halfway expected that one to be part of a herd um, that often wanders around. It's a very large herd, but sometimes some of them will kind of split off from the rest. And if he had been, it would have kept me in combat afterward until they came running up. But all is well. Before I run off from here, I just want to make sure that nobody had any more quests that I needed to turn in there. Yes. So I'm going to jump off right here and make the rest of the way. I could have gone all the way to about right there and then jumped off, and that may have been a little faster, but I'm kind of interested to see if there's anything I want to update on my way over in this basin. Okay, those are heroic. Yeah, we don't really need to deal with the heroic guy right now. Or the rebel brothers, or any of that. This guy, though, I need him for something. I wonder what. Oh, that's just undead in general. In fact, I will uncheck that one. And of course, always have to check on the shiny while I'm over here. Alright, there's the one I'm looking for. There's Beach Clamper, probably going to get on me, but that's okay. Oh, it didn't quite. Well, that's cool. And Rancor says, you destroyed those devious creep. Oh, he's saying it.
Afraid they weren't the ones who killed my people and pilfered my merchandise. Perhaps you can help me again when I have a stronger lead on who committed this crime.
Perhaps. So we'll accept that, and we'll talk to him again.
We appreciate you slaying those dark entities. It's made the area a lot safer.
It is no trouble. Any luck finding the ones that are responsible for killing your men?
All my digging for information led me to discover an occult group that I thought was responsible for killing my supply runners. I didn't find any evidence linking them, but I did discover their devious plan to terrorize the local settlements.
Threat to the local population is definitely not a good thing.
I agree. I feel we must stop these dark entities before they harm any more of our people. Will you go on one more mission to defeat these fiends?
I'll take care of those dark creatures like I did with the other ones. Alright. And it says, I must slay 10 sirens. They bewitch all who draw too close. And now, onward to Antonica. Let's see, we are going to Archer Woods. So, all is going according to plan thus far. There is a shiny. It has thrown all of my plans off. It could be a striped red ant. It is not. It is a spotted yellow ant. That is not the same thing. It's may as well put a little speed on because I don't expect to be getting into any fights for a little bit. Sorry. Knocking a drink with ice around a little bit over here. Alright, now I'm running down to the Griffin station over here. And just to show you guys on the map where Archer Woods is, it's this little wooded area right here. So this is where, in this case, you'll go to see if Kitty is there or not. Spoiler alert, Kitty is not there. However, we will run over there anyway, and it'll be super exciting for everyone. Alright, now the Griffin takes a little bit of a circuitous path there, but it's going to fly us right over toward the area where we need to jump, so this will be much, much faster than just trying to run it. I know sometimes I like to go the long and, scenic tour to things, but this time I feel like a little air flight will do us a lot of good, you know? Okay, we're going to jump right here. And then head north. I'm not sure exactly where the trigger is going to be, but it's going to be in these trees, and it shouldn't be too far. There we go. All right. So that was the only update we needed there. Now we need to run across Antonica because we don't need anything else here. The next thing that we have to do on that quest is go talk to Amy Borghese in Thundering Steppes in I think Qeynos Tower 3. Yes, Qeynos Tower 3. Um and I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to keep on running and go over to I think I'll go to North Qeynos so that I don't forget to go update with Taylor over there. The fine silk. Law, but maybe not, because honestly I could just take the docks and get my update for the pirates. Then head to South Qeynos, where the book about Cauldron Hollow is. Then head to North Qeynos from there, since I have to go through South Qeynos anyway to get the book update. I may as well go straight for the tower and then update in Qeynos Harbor first. That would make more sense. Less running around ultimately. So what are you guys up to today? Doing EverQuesting or just hanging out, or what you working on? The silence speaks volumes. I don't know where the boat goes right now. The one on the docks. Last time I took it, it didn't go anywhere. It just like spawned me when it hit the end of its thing. So I'm not sure where it goes at the moment. All right, let's go update with Dejor Botswine. Feel like botswine comes from boatswain, right? So a boat maker, or not a boat maker, dude on a boat, boatswain. He says, "Have you found the missing lamp?" I say, "Yes, finally. How do I get my reward for all this work?" He says, "Collecting the reward is rather peculiar. Instead of applying at the company's office, you need to speak to a lass by the name of Drinna over by the tavern. Seems they want to keep this hush-hush. Tell her I sent you, and she'll forward me my share." And I say, "I'll do that." Now, the name Drinna may seem familiar to you guys, as I have spoken of it moments ago. I really want badly to pick up this quest from Bolden Smitestone, but I'm gonna keep on running by, and I'm gonna go talk to Drinna instead. Farmaid Drinna. She's a very trustworthy lass. She likes to hang out, in dark alleys. Very not shadily. All right, here she is.
Hello there.
She says, "Can I help you?" I say, "Dejor Botswan said to see you about collecting the reward from the company." She says, "Ah, yes, so you're the one who located all those missing items. You have an inquisitive mind, which can be very handy. Here you go. And your partner is Dejor Botswine? I'll be sure he receives a share of the reward as well. See you around." And I say, "Thanks." And then I look at this lovely piece of jewelry because my jewelry is garbage. It is better than my level 14 piece. I think that's what I can say for it. Um, it's not significantly better, but it's better enough that I'm going to take it. All right, and then I'm going to save my adventuring set real quick, and then update with Barmaid Jenna again. She says, "Can I help you?" I say, "I'm just curious about something and thought you might be able to help me." Which the answer could, in fact, have just been yes instead of all that, but here we are. She says, "You want my help? I'm a barmaid. What can I possibly do for you?" And yet she started out the conversation by asking if she could help me. I don't know. Again, she's a little sketch, all right? I say, "The reward for finding those stolen items. How come the Far Seas Trading Company didn't issue it through their own agent?" She says the company has many agents, but they were not inclined to chase down pirates who steal things like sails and lamps. You found those items rather easily. What's your secret? Maybe you can help me with something. And I say, "You've satisfied my curiosity. What can I do for you now?" She says, "I understand you fought a battle with some of the pirates out in the Thundering Steppes. I'm very curious to know how you were able to track them down so easily. It seems to me that they weren't being very cautious, or that you were being exceptionally brave. Maybe a combination of the two? What do you think?" I say, "The pirates jumped me when I was looking for the ship's lamp. Maybe I wasn't cautious enough." She says, "You're not giving yourself enough credit in the matter. Do you have any theories on why these pirates took such simple items? After all, they had entire ships at their mercy, unable to move, and yet they took only the most common sorts of things." I say, "My guess is that they were searching for specific items." She says, "Forgive my curiosity. I really do need help with something. One of the sailors gave me an unusual item found aboard a ship after the pirates left. Part of a map. Perhaps to some sort of treasure? If we find the other parts, it would lead us to something very interesting. The ship was along the southern coast of the Thundering Steppes when it was boarded. Perhaps the rest of the map is near there." I say, "Parts of the map, eh? I'll start looking." All right. And so then it says, "I'm looking for a part of the map somewhere in the not in the United States, in the Thundering Steppes. I'll start looking along the shores." All right, now as I recall, that is actually on the western beach of Thundering Steppes, I believe. All right, now, where did we want to go? We wanted to go next to North Qeynos, which I could do this way. Yeah, that's probably best, because the other way is down below, and that would take me to the wrong end. Wait a minute. I'm crazy. I wanted to go to South Qeynos. Ha ha ha. Ah, yeah. Okay. That's where I wanted to go next. Cool. All right, South Qeynos it is. And my journal is full. It's not saying that I need anything here, but that's because you're supposed to figure this out all by your little lonesome. It's a little tip. Go back to your home city and go to a library. And this would be the library in question. Now, the real question here is, which area is it going to be in? Let's try blue. cannot recall where it is, but a stack of books right here has the Norathian Code of Trade Standards and Ultron Spires. So that is not it. In that case, onward we go. We'll do... yeah, let's do yellow next. Here we have the Vanishing of Cauldron Hollow and the Words of Pure Magic. Words of Pure Magic is a very important quest. It's the quest line that gives you Drusaic. It helps you learn how to speak Drusaic. And it's the one with the Drusaic shrines that you have to click in the various places. Alright, the other one is the Vanishing of Cauldron Hollow, which is what we need. For nearly 2 ages, the name Cauldron Hollow has filled the minds of Norathians with mystery. Cauldron Hollow was once a dark elf depot for resources ferried in from Lake Nereus. This depot was nestled into the seaside cliffs of Nektulos Forest. Its location was ideal for defense. Should a great invasion conquer the territory, a small force should be able to hold up inside and await reinforcements from Nereus. This was soon to be tested. In the latter days of the Age of Turmoil, the Teardal Empire's command of the Nektulos Forest was challenged. A massive force of the then current regime, the Steppes Empire, was sent far across the Ocean of Tears to launch a titanic invasion against the elven lands within Greater Fadark. Hundreds of war galleys and troop barges departed the lands controlled by the Steppes Empire in hopes of conquering the lands of the Light Elves. This left much of their empire poorly defended, a perfect window of opportunity for the forces of light. With the surface provinces of the Steppes Empire undermanned, the empires of man and their allies invaded the Teardal provinces of Nektulos Forest. The word was given to have the Knights of the Beacon light the torches of forewarnings. These tall pillars rest all along the Steppes Highway in Nektulos. Once lit, they signaled the 3 lords to advance and hold 3 key positions in Nektulos. So the lords and their garrisons marched to their objectives and would await the rangers, knowing that reinforcements would soon arrive from Nereus. Lord Generis would march to Cauldron Hollow. There, he ordered the gates of the depot locked and positioned himself in the citadel of Gulthix to protect the main pass leading toward Cauldron Hollow. Lord Cavelt would hold the north bridge with a small force of dragoons, and Amar's ascent would be the position of Lord Ukaltax. So there the 3 lords and their forces would wait the Kithakor Rangers and hold long enough for the reinforcements from below. This would not be. The elite Kithakor Rangers stormed into the woods, cutting a swath through the vanguard phalanx of dragoons. A great boom shook the ground. The floor of the entire forest began to tremble. It was unknown to the dragoons of Gulthix, but the passage to Nereus had just collapsed. There could be no reinforcements. The dragoons were fated to die this day in bloody battle. Much dark elf blood was spilt that day. They were outnumbered, and without cavalry support, Inaruk was proud of their valiant stand, but it was in vain. Little did they know that as they lay dying on the field of battle, that their homeland below had just been sealed from the surface. The age of cataclysms arrived, and with it came great destruction, the likes of which has never been seen. Great cities toppled, millions of souls were sent to the grey fields to await eternity. The great cataclysms ripped the continent of Antonica into many pieces. The destruction would last close to a century. When the world calmed, Cauldron Hollow survived, but Cauldron Hollow would vanish. Merchant mariners of the seas of man knew of Cauldron Hollow, but after the age of cataclysms it ceased to exist while existing at the same time. All records of the location of this vale were lost. Those who once knew the name Cauldron Hollow knew it no longer. It became a mystery to the few who heard its name in this age of destiny. What manner of arcane powers veils this place from the world? It is there. I have seen it. Arcus Brandir. Alright, so that is the update we needed for the Gates of Cauldron Hollow. We need to return to Arcus the Mage. Alrighty. So don't need that one checked, but I do need to go north and enter North Qeynos. I need to take him, take the tailor there, this piece of silk, I suppose, so that he can identify it. Let's see here. Fine silks for sale. That's the one we're on. And it's not going to show me, I don't think, where he is, but it might. It is going to show me. Cool. Now this came from the ruins of Barsoon, in the room where the Weave Master spawns. Okay, so Danielle Cloth Spinner. She says, "Whatever shall I do? I'm out of dyes, and I simply must finish these yards of cloth today. I'll certainly never make it all the way across town to get more and still have time to finish with my sewing." And I say, "I don't know about that, but I've got some silk you might be interested in." She says, "Oh, these are quite lovely. I'll gladly take the whole roll off your hands. Let me fetch some coins from under the counter for you. Here you are." And I say, "Thanks. This should cover my expenses for the trip." I don't know, 21 silver and 28 copper. I'm not sure I'm convinced. But hey, shoes too. Hey, can't complain. I think that was my only turn in here. All right, cool. Room for request. Always a good deal. And so now I'm going to hop over to the down below so that I can more quickly get to Willow Wood. But I may as well see if I have anything to sell to these here status merchants. Kind of don't, but maybe I can sell some of the vendor junk anyway. An application for citizenship is a looted curiosity treasure. Typically, if something says that, it just means it's vendor junk. Some of the common items like this can be used as crafting materials. And so if they sell more to the vendor than they're worth, then go ahead and sell them. But if it's a harder one to come by, like a metal, then you might want to keep it, use it in for that purpose. So just as a little bit of a tip there. Now I don't have enough room to go back out right now, so I'm going to go jump over to the house, the guild house, so that I can dump some of this into some depots. Try to empty out the bags a little bit. And the easy way is I'll hop over to caves, and then I can go to whatever city I want from there. And also, gotta grab the shiny on the way. That's a spotted blue butterfly. Always good. Willowwood is a nice place to have a house because it's so easy to get to the inn room. It's just straight. And then you take a right, and there it is. Boom. None of this running around and upstairs and all that business. think while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and check and see if there are some totems in here that'll help me out a bit. That's the wrong one right there. That's collectibles. Won't help me a bit with totems. Try again. Alright, so this increases health regen outside of combat. Could certainly use a couple of those. And this one does power. Each one of these has 5 charges. So even though each one lasts only 30 minutes, with one stack, you get 2.5 hours worth of charges. And then I'm going to grab a couple of this tier as well. One of each, basically for people who I'm grouping with who don't have any. Alright, let's see here. Sort this all out. Oh, I did not get over to the harvesting depot apparently. There we go. Getting kind of low on room overall. Definitely going to have to make a visit to the broker and actually pay attention to it here pretty soon, I'm afraid. Not quite yet, I think. Have one bag in a slot, so I've got 19 spots at the moment. Ooh, you know what though? I can throw this in the house. I need to keep that one on me. I can throw these in the bank. They're actually quest starters. So I may as well do that.
Please tell me you're not trying to get a loan with livestock collateral.
All right, let's see here. Those can go there. I've got a silver coin. Various and sundry random things, including some that are quest starters. You know what? I will just toss a bunch of stuff into here that I can mess with later. And this is how my bank gets full, guys, just in case you wondered. Someday soon, I'll be like, this is not a good situation. But for now, it's gonna work out. It's gonna be just fine. Don't think there's anything in this either. Yeah, so we'll fill that up as well. Got lots of room. It's fine. And that one's level 34, so I'll be able to actually use that next level. Okay, so now I have enough room that I'm not going to worry about any of the rest of it. And just go back out into the world like this. It's going to be great. Oh, look at that. Whippleduff is hard at work. Becoming an awesome weaponsmith, I think. Or maybe, yeah, weaponsmith. That's right. Alright, so now back to Thundering Steppes. Only that's not the way to go if I want to go to Thundering Steppes. Antonica is the route. Heck yeah. Alright, so now, as far as room for quests go, I still only have room for one. It's a shame. Definitely have to get over to some of these lower level quests and deal with them later. But not, I think, right now, except that I do want to get that Grandma Blumble taken care of. Probably right away-ish. Just to get it out of the way. Huh. Simsex Armored Ogler. It's a gazer. How interesting.
Well met.
And coming up on our left, we have the Tower of Valmar, where you can find the remains of Wal Rux's grandfather in the basement. For the heritage quest, these boots were made for. All right. Now, coming in for landing. Here we go. I think I will fly over first to the Thundermist Village station and go get that update for the map quest, because that's going to be there on I'm pretty sure that's going to be there on the beach to the west. And it just seems like a grand plan to go grab that first. Hey, Masonman, how you doing? Played on live for a bit. Oh man, that's a disaster area. Did you have fun though? Oh, playing on your 65 Saturday night. Yeah, that would be definitely a more simplistic thing to do than trying to jump in at max level with somebody right now, I'm afraid. I'm really not sure what the situation over there is right now at the highest levels.
Hello.
I know there's some new PQs going. Yeah, I agree. But one of my guildmates was telling me about that. Yeah, Halloween over there. That's true. Shadow. It's the Halloween stuff is fun. The holiday stuff is fun in general, especially like the first time you do it and you have to figure out what you're doing and experiencing all of that. But I heard that the PQs over there are great. So and there's crafting involved as well as sure, yeah, a new quest every year, absolutely. But really, it's the most complex of them to me were the initial ones, like the dancing and all that, and having to kind of figure that out. Thanks for the follow, Mr. Jelly. Mason Man says the devs just need to give me my own server that I can subscribe to and host it. I don't know. I don't know about all that. Would you just yeah, I mean, what would you do on your own server over there? Set the Mechs content to TSO. Yeah, I think that a lot of people might enjoy that for a while, right? But eventually, um, when everybody had kind of done all the content, ultimately, I'm sure they would want something new, right? Yeah, the private servers. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like a lot of games. Um, a lot of games do. Um, with like like just the whole Roblox idea, or I think Minecraft has the same kind of deal, where like you can just make your own little room or whatever, and you can have 3 adventuring lines on one tune. Interesting. One of these days I'm gonna have to hop into EverQuest 1. I have never even logged into EverQuest 1, I don't think. um I started with EverQuest 2 and I just never tried it out. So now the part that I'm looking for should be on this shoreline, I believe. I think it's going to be up along this area. Oh, it's not okay with daybreak? Did not find it here. Pretty feeling like it is, though. Maybe I missed it. Huh. So how are they doing that? Did they just like copy the files or something, or what's the deal, Shadow? You signed up for the Origin server today. Just logged out a level 14 trade skill and adventure. Very nice. Very nice. You have been working. I bet you're at 0% vitality. Did you have fun with it, Mista? Man, I have just walked all over this shoreline twice. And either I'm blind or it isn't here. Let's see what the map says. Map shows a broken barrel right there. Huh. See, I thought it was. I thought it was on this little area. Observe how it isn't. How interesting. Hmm. You know what? I wonder if I need to go to a different shoreline first and then come here. I'm pretty sure it's just, it's like some little, it looks like some planks of wood, as I recall, on the ground. Let's see here. Shadow, not sure how Kippo didn't go into it. Really just saw it on Twitch. Interesting. Yeah. No, I was completely unaware that there were servers like that, or that, I mean, I know that there's some, individuals who have emulated different games, and so that's why like you can still play Star Wars Galaxies, my understanding is, because somebody essentially copied the files and is hosting a Star Wars Galaxies server. And the same goes with like City of Heroes, City of Villains. Both of those games are out of commission, and yet people copied the files in whatever way and are hosting servers that way. And I wonder if that's what's going on with EverQuest 1, except that EverQuest 1 is also still concurrently running. Let's see here. Mista says, so much fun. The nostalgia is real and the community is still top tier. I completely agree. It's so much better than logging into live and you get 500 pop-ups about, you can spend your station cash in these various ways. Oh, and by the way, there's this thing that is new that you need to now learn how to do. And did you assign your points in blah, blah, blah? And this is before you even, hit the ground. You just have all these pop-ups on your screen. This was my last experience logging into live, at least. I doubt it's changed much since then, so. You think it's kind of what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I'm afraid. I almost went over and logged in there today because I know that my friend and guildmate Cruiseknight has created a little, I think, a little Halloween haul or something tonight. Possibly, I don't know if he's entered into a contest or if he's very holiday spirited. So he may have just been making it for his own benefit. But but yeah, it's uh it's pretty crazy, and I just didn't really feel like, facing the deluge. So uh yeah, yeah, I could look it up and find out what they're doing, I'm sure. But I feel if Daybreak doesn't really appreciate what's going on, then obviously it's not sponsored by Daybreak, and it almost has to be that somebody has uh, copied the files over for that. Not 100% sure about Daybreak, whether they're okay with it or not. Yeah. Yeah, I actually hadn't heard anything about it, but again, because I didn't play EverQuest 1, I don't hear too much about it. There are quite a few people who play EverQuest 2 who also play or played EverQuest 1, obviously. Um, and so um, I do hear occasionally about it, but I hadn't heard that part before. You played EverQuest 1? Do you do so now, or did you just in the past? It's okay, but everything going on in chat. What's going on in chat over there? Like, is it just kind of crazy? Is it like flat selling and all that kind of thing, or is it just oh, a long time ago? Okay. So I see to get a quest from an NPC, you hail him. And he starts talking, yes. I know we're about to diverge any second. He starts talking and talks, and in chat, some words are highlighted, okay? And so if you click those words, does something happen? The highlighted words? You have to click them, get him to continue. Okay. Do you have to click like all of the words? Like, say there's 4 words highlighted in a sentence. Would you have to click all 4 words, or would you just be able to click like a word and then he goes on? So you click on it for him to continue and then you get a quest. Oh. For example, he talks using 150 words. It's just like a wall of text. You have like a full wall of text going on. And then you've got 5 words highlighted. I mean, 150 words, that's like almost a 1-page document. Wow. That's a good bit. All right, let's see what Amy has to say here. She says, any luck? I say, no luck. She wasn't in Archer Woods. Amy says 2 other people came by earlier today and said they saw her in Nektulos Forest. I guess that's credible since she grew up in Freeport. Both of these folks said Kitty was near Behemoth Pond. If she's not there, well, I don't know what I'll do. I say, I'll take a look. She is, in fact, by Behemoth Pond. Put salt on what you say? Probably. Probably we're going to take it with a grain of salt is probably what we're going to do. Instead of putting salt on it. But if you want to put salt on it, that's on you, you know? Yeah, grain of salt, that's right. We're giving him a whole shaker right now. Everything's more or less in chat. Yeah, so it's just a little bit awkward. You don't have the little chat selection bubbles where you can just choose what answer you want. You have to just keep clicking in these huge documents, essentially. Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. Yeah. Someday I'm gonna have to make a character over there just to like log in and check it out. All right. So you said no bobble, no baubles, bubbles, no bubbles is where you're going with that. That is not what I initially read there, but we're gonna keep this child friendly over here. All right. It's no chat bubbles, radio. No, you're good. You're good. It was me misreading what you were saying that was the issue. Not your fault. I was tempted to go try to get those looters real quick, but I know that they're heroic, and although I probably could kill them, I mean, there's a chance that they would kill me instead, but there's a decent chance that I might could kill them. It would still take me a good little bit, so I feel like I'm just going to go ahead over to this area, and I'm going to run down this beach just to see if that's going to update my my map quest here. I'm really quite certain that ultimately I'm supposed to go there. By the way, this dude right here, this undead overseer, drops a rather nice bow. It's very good. I used to get it back in the day. It's a good bow. If you are in the market for one, I feel like it may be a short bow. I don't remember for sure, but if he is your level, he's still green to you. He pulls the entire field pretty much. He's so you need to have some AoEs or some kind of crowd control, but or just go fast, one or the other. Any of those options will do. All right, so this is where Blumble is. Not that it's useful in this regard. There's a pirate's hidden stash over here. But that should be for the end of the quest, not for the start of it. So I'm going to keep on running along this shoreline down to the docks, and then I'll hop on over to Nek Forest and update with Kitty, and also update with Grandma Blumble. really, as I've mentioned multiple times now, I have really got to go and start unlocking Neck Forest. Not Neck Forest, Neck Castle. It's gonna, I'm gonna regret not doing that earlier, most likely, once I get over there and have to do the whole thing in one chunk. Alright, just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and run along this beach. And, hey, why not check for the shiny while I'm here? It could be a striped red ant. For those of you who don't know, I've been looking for this striped red ant for some time now. Weeks, even. I found it once, but old Eloise Laceleaf over on the docks dropped it right away. And so, I have to find her another one. And then, after that, I'm going to have to find a third one for my own personal collection. Gotta fulfill Eloise's collection first so that we can get that very snazzy, very fancy 14-slot bag. That way I can throw it into my bank. Because I don't need a 14-slot bag in my inventory at this point. It's a mystery when I do this to myself, really. My highest level 2 on Origins. This is actually my highest level on Origins. It's level 33 right now. Swashbuckler. Alright, so no luck on the shiny. Probably somebody else has already picked it up. What a shame, huh? Oh, there's Durkala. Cool. Let's say hi. I actually have room for one quest. I could grab that repeatable again. But first, let's go to Neck Forest. See what wonders await us there. I was zoning, but I think he said I just fogged up my house. He did. Just fogged up my house. Set the smoke alarm off. Well, that's fancy. Let's update with the traveling augur.
Greetings.
You've returned, as I had foreseen. And I say, you didn't tell me anything about seeing the future. He says, I'm not telling you everything, only that which you might comprehend. Your personal efforts work in concert with the broadening of your mind and the exquisite vision techniques of seeing that which is unseen by many. 3 meanings of life that coalesce into one simple constant. Do you understand now, my child? I say, not really. He says, then you are not ready, my child. A pity. Perhaps when you have studied for as many years as I have, you will realize that these 3 meanings of life are essential elements of all that you experience. The broadening of the mind, seeing the individual amongst the many, and personal effort. I foresee much personal effort on your part. I say thank you, I think. All right. Now, remembering that I have garbage jewelry, let's see if any of this is going to be incredibly useful for me right now. There's a chance, you know. All right, let's see what we've got here. We've got a wrist piece, a neck piece, and a waist piece to consider. I mean, this is hands down better than my worn silver bracelet. I think we can easily agree on that. Then we have this option, which is not as good as my greater lightstone by any stretch. And this waist piece is not as good as my belt. So, the clear answer is the Augur's Bracelet of Sense. first choice, interestingly. And so, put on our lovely Augur's Bracelet of Sense instead of the worn silver bracelet. There we are. Looking better already. How am I approaching leveling? Okay, well, I'm not really worried about leveling that's how I'm approaching it. It's just something that's happening as I'm going along, you know? So that's my take on it. I'm just sort of having fun, doing questing and hanging out with guildmates and whenever they're ready to go do stuff.
Hello.
Stuff like that. We'll head toward the Commonlands. I'm going to jump on the way so that I can hit Behemoth Pond. Yeah, I mean, I personally find that if you don't focus on the leveling, then it's really not that important, especially at this stage of the game. It's not necessary to be max level. So it's, you can, depending on what you enjoy doing, obviously. If you're wanting to do the top tier raids, again, it's not like we're going to be unlocking content that hasn't been unlocked before. So it's not really any drive in that regard. Like, you can't figure out a fight that hasn't been figured out before or anything like that. So I feel like the drive to do that shouldn't be as heavy for even people who are interested in doing that on any of the old servers, right? So you can just relax, take your time, enjoy it, appreciate all the cool quests out here and all the thought that really went into this game. All right, so here's Kitty Valencia. She says,
Greetings.
"Go away." I say, "Your sister Amy Borghese sent me to find you." She says, "Listen, I don't have any sisters. My name is Kitty Valencia, but that's the only true statement you've made. So who is my sister, and why are you after me?" I say, "Amy wants to find you. Your father died, and you inherited the majority of his estate." That seems like a stretch. My father? I never met him. Poor Amy. She'd be my half-sister if your story's true. How do I know you're not trying to trick me? And I say, "You can trust me. I've been all over Norath trying to find you." She says, "I'm staying right here, thank you. I don't need an inheritance. If I were so important to my father, he'd have sent word while he was still alive. He could have found me and my mother if he wanted to find us. Thanks for nothing." And I say, "I'll be going now." I can't disagree. I mean, if he wanted to contact her, surely he could have managed that event, right? All right, let's see here. Is there anything else I need to turn in? Oh, forgot entirely to go get Grandma Blumble while I was over on the beach, but that's okay. I'll pop back over there in a second and get that update. But first, Marcus, let's not forget him. We did forget him.
I can
He
tell
says,
you're out of your natural element. Nektulos is no place for an Arathian to play. Whatever you seek is not here, but you will seek that which is here.
and I say, I read about Cauldron Hollow.
Your curiosity has blossomed. You should seek Cauldron Hollow. But where to start?
I need the gate keys of the three lords.
And how will you get these keys? Will you call forth the ghosts of the ancient lords of Nektulos? How can you accomplish such a feat?
I need to light the torches and forewarning.
You are wiser than I thought. Yet you cannot light the torches. To do so, you must acquire the spark of the beacons. This imbued power will light the torches. But who holds this power?
The Knights of the Beacon.
Very good. But like the lords, they too are long dead. Their bodies were consecrated at the dragoon's funeral pyre in this forest. You can seize their power if you can resurrect these knights.
How can these knights be risen from the dead?
Seek the dragonfly fairy Delnina. She has your answers. Find her on the isle within the Torrent River. When you have earned the spark of the beacons, I shall offer you the final piece of your puzzle.
What will I find in Cauldron Hollow?
I do not know, but it is a necessary point in your line of fate. It is but one step on a long ascent.
Why do you help me?
Someday we will meet again, and you shall repay me. We are done for now.
I will go find Delnina. Alright, and there is Delnina. Upon the island where the behemoth is in the pond. Right up here. Mr. Jelly says, I'm really looking forward to exploring EOF again. PQQ2. Yeah, so Echoes of Fade were. I remember when it came out, and people were super, super excited about it at that time. I didn't get out of it what most people did, I can say. I did. I do appreciate that they added that quest line at level 15 that you can do in honor and service, because it gave a lower level character the opportunity to do a heritage quest for the first time. I thought that was a neat thing. I don't remember if the heritage quest came out at the same time as Echoes of Fadeward did, or if that one was added later, though. If anybody knows that answer, that would be awesome, because I really don't recall it. All right, here is Delnina, and she says,
A child of the city in my forest? You should not be here. It's too dangerous for you. You are lucky I speak Nerathian, or this warning would go unheeded.
Dwarven Chainmail Heritage Quest. I don't remember what the reward is. That's possibly correct. I would say yes to that. You have to go and find markers, gravestone marker things. You have to go into that zone there, which I cannot remember the name of, and get various items there. You have to go in there at least a couple of times for that quest. It doesn't take long at all to complete on live, but it takes a little longer on the when it was originally out, and also on these older based servers. All right, I'm going to say I wish to raise the Knights of the Beacon.
The Knights of the Beacon? They are evil beings bound to this land. They would do no good in this forest. That's why I keep the secret of their resurrection. Why should I give it to you?
Marcus said you could help.
Arcus? Is that his name this season? He is no friend of mine, but he is no foe either. This is true of you as well. If you were an ally, then I would offer you what you seek.
How do I become your friend?
I'm not looking for a friend. The trees and the flowers are my friends. I seek an ally, one who serves the fairy realm.
How can I serve you?
Do not serve me. Serve the fairy realm. Seek out one of the fairy queens of this forest. If she can call you ally, then I shall also.
I shall return as an ally. All right, and it tells me that I need to find Queen Thaelia in Nektulos. Now, Queen Thaelia, I believe, may be the Assyrian queen. Yes, she is. So she's right over here. Ah, they have snared me. It's what they're good at. It's why I normally invis when I'm around them. Alright, Queen Thaelia
This
says,
is the land of the Assylians. Why do you come to our land and force me to speak your tongue?
I seek to ally with the Assylians.
We want nothing to do with your kind. The great races have brought us nothing but ruin. But there is a task that we Assylians cannot accomplish.
What is this task?
Since breaking free from the underworld forest, our enclave has been battling a neighboring group of fairies called the Suilians. We fight for dominance of what little this forest has to offer.
Just tell me what you wish me to do for the Assylians.
Slay the Suilian queen. Without her, the Suilians will be in chaos. Do this, and we shall reward you.
I go to fight for the Assylians. It seems kind of rude when you realize they have a truce, you know? And it's just I don't know. I don't know. Seems a little bit underhanded. Howsoever, I am going to fly back to the docks and update with Grandma Blumble while it's still on my mind. Hopefully I don't get distracted by the time I get to the Griffin station. You never know with me, you know? I might make it, I might not. You know what? I need to get more toward the right path, or else I'm going to end up over with owlbears before we know it.
Well met.
All right, to the docks we go. Now let's see if we encounter any griffins randomly spawning against us, like I have been doing recently when flying in Neck Forest. Going along so far, just fine. I think it's mainly on the way to. I think it's mainly maybe on the way to Namar's Ascent that I have it happen. I'm not sure. Alright, so I'm going to jump here. Try to get my safe fall up a little. And then come over to where Grandma Blumble is, wandering all ghostly like on the beach. Oh, there's Fisherman Drelix. Hold on, I've got this quest too. So you may recall that there's a dude who is. Hold on, let me see if I can find that quest so I can show you what we're working on here. Made for the Mist. All right, I must identify and slay the disguised entity from the Sea of Mist, right? And so let's hail him.
Leave me alone! You're going to scare off all the fish.
I know who you are. Nerina has sent me.
I don't know what you're talking
He says this,
Leave me alone!
but
Trying to
I don't
scare
believe
off all
him.
the fish.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I'll have to think on that because he is the one I'm looking for. But first, we're gonna come over here and talk to Grandma Blumble.
Hello?
She says, that fool of a man. He didn't even have the decency to organize a proper search for me. This undead thing isn't nearly as fun as you'd think. A person can only wail mournfully so much, you know. And I say, Grandpa Blumble has been looking for you. She says, oh, he is he? Well, I must say that does make me feel better. He seems to be looking in entirely the wrong place, but there isn't much to be done about that. He never was particularly bright, but at least he means well. And I say, should I go and let him know that you're here? She says, no, that won't be necessary. I'm only here because I'm haunting the belly of the giant fish that ate me. I've had to content myself these past years by giving it indigestion. I'm sure it will swim back over to where he is sooner or later, and then I'll visit him myself. He can wait a little longer. Thank you for letting me know that he is still thinking of me. And I say goodbye. And then I get this lovely necklace that is not at all useful for me. But it's just wonderful, I'm sure. There we are. And there's a bit of flotsam. And so, we have completed a quest, giving us room for 3 quests now. And I'll shut this one off because I'm not interested in going and running around to the queen. I've got some quests from that queen that I'll have to complete before I slay her. I don't want to go to the Isle of Mara, so I'll instead go to the Thundering Steppes. And in that case, I feel a little more comfortable going ahead and picking up this quest from Brandt over here. It's just a repeatable.
Getting help around here sure is tough. We need those docks stocked and ready to go before the ships arrive, and I'm falling behind filling my orders. Some fellas in Thunder Mist Village were supposed to help me, but those centaurs probably held them up again. Can you help me?
Sure, I would be glad to help.
It's a good thing you showed up. I didn't know how I was going to fill all of the steppe creatures' orders. You need to start right away. I'll get the paperwork and docks in order.
I'm ready to get started. And he wants me to hunt beetles for me. It's exciting, beetle hunting. It's one thing I like about this time period in EverQuest where, even the repeatable quests have some kind of a storyline. It's not just there are rats, go kill the rats, It's like, there's something behind it that's a little deeper than that. All right, come on, striped red ant. Striped green ant. It's so close, and yet so far away. Now, I'm not really interested in dealing with these guys. I'm just gonna run on by them. I think I would like to figure out what's going on with this quest with the map. Let's see what it says. Alright. I need to look for part of a pirate's map. Since the last place I saw pirates was in the Thundering Steppes, I'll head there now. I'm looking for part of a map somewhere in the Thundering Steppes. I'll start looking along the shores. Yes, we know this. Don't know why it wasn't on the beach, because I'm quite certain that's where it ends up being. But, as mentioned, it may just be that I have to go check somewhere else first. Don't remember. For now, we'll head on over to Amy, and then I think what I'll do is I'll take the Griffin over to Coldwind Beach and start from there and head up the beach and cover that whole portion of the world. Since it didn't seem to update me on the northeastern beach, I can go all the way from the southwestern beach all the way to northwestern beach, and somewhere along there, we ought to get that update. That's the operating theory, anyway. Oh, I saw a steppe beetle. May as well grab that. A couple of disturbed corpses are up now. Somebody has definitely been doing some of those rainbow lights. And that somebody would be me if there were any around. Alright, back to Amy again. And Amy says, "Hello there. Did you find Kitty? Was she at Behemoth Pond in Nektulos?" And I say, "Yes, I found Kitty. She doesn't want an inheritance." Amy says, "I want to meet Kitty myself. I'd love to meet her. Father always spoke highly of her mother, even though she didn't want to move to Qeynos to live with us. Perhaps if I spoke with her myself, I could make her understand. Thank you so much for all your hard work." And I say, "Good luck with your sister." And there we go. And then, yes, it's this. All right, we'll grab that. And then head over to the Griffin station over here. And fly to Coldwind Point. But first, we're going to do a random check and see if there's some shinies hanging around. There often are. And I guess we're going to kill this beetle too. Because, you know, it's here and I need it, so why not? Let's do it. And I think I see another one right there. So I'll grab that one too. Whilst I'm in the area. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. Running to the Griffin station. This poor soul has been AFK here for some time.
Well met.
Mr. Jelly, there's also a quest in that area that another heritage quest in that area. And I cannot think of the name of it, but you end up going to Lopin Plains and killing a dude there. I want to say it's like a gosh, I want to say it's like a centaur in the Lopin Plains. I'd be way off. I'm probably mixing it up with the Banished over here in Thundering Steppes. But you kill somebody, and I want to say it's a ranger or something. Man, it's been too long. All right, we're going to go ahead and pick up this repeatable from Athwin Shaden.
We lost many lives gaining a stronghold in the steppes, yet over the past few months the attacks have only grown more intense. We risk losing this key area of the steppes unless the enemy forces are thinned or completely destroyed. Will you help us wipe out our enemies?
I will help. And I
Very
even
good.
may.
I need you to destroy as many evil steppes creatures as you can, and then I want you to bring back proof of your victory.
I'm ready. All right, so I'm also ready to run along the shoreline and see if I can get this. All right. Off we go. I can actually almost remember the name of that quest that I'm thinking of that ends up in Lopin Plains. Perhaps Storcall will know. Huntmaster. I have to kill Huntmaster something, I believe. Huntmaster of the Fells. No, does Lopin Plains exist? No, not yet. No EOF yet. Just trying to remember the name. Oh, there's Coldtooth up there. He is an epic by 2. What zone is this? This is Thundering Steppes right now. I was in Nektulos a little bit earlier. And that was where the Grandma Blumble was. Oh, he's right. Master of the Fells is a magic card. That's why that is familiar to me. That's hilarious. It's a good magic card, by the way, folks. Probably not the name then. If anybody is on Words of Pure Magic, the Drusaic Shrine is up right now in Thundering Steppes, right here. Come give it a click, get that update. still have a ways to go before we end our run along this beach. I'm not seeing any evidence of our update. However, it could be here soon because, you know, we killed the pirates over there. I really thought that it was on that western beach. I mean, this right here, I guess, is technically a beach, but it hardly qualifies, I would say. And we're about to just run into straight cliff and have to swim for a bit, so... I'm not convinced. We've hit the end. So, go this direction, around there. Now, when you see these shadowed men around here, it's typically means that if you kill them, then it'll open up the portal to Obelisk of Lost Souls. So, there's an entrance right over there. There's a pretty easy to get to entrance in Commonlands. It's I'm gonna say it's north of Fallen Gate and behind the rocks in that area. So if you're looking for an entrance, there's entrances all over, but I think that one may be one of the easiest to get to, because you can just zone in to the Commonlands and it's just right there. So. Ah, yes. I thought they were going to see through in this. I actually don't want to run this way. I'm going the wrong way. Let's go back. It'll do no good to invis through this, so I'm just gonna put on the sprint and go for it. So at this point, I've been over the beaches, and I think it's safe to say that it wasn't there. So I wonder what the deal is. It's gotta be over where I was before. Alright, gonna get these guys here, because they ought to update the beetle quest real fast. I'm not quite done with that, I guess, huh? Need 2 more. Do I take these on, or do I just... Let us begin some of these power regen and health regen things. And then I'll wait a second before I take these on. Alright, good enough. Thank you for the follow, Eslahar. So, I was not intending to get that guy. Better area here. We've got a cleaner bit around us. But not good enough. So. Failure. All right. Well, onward to the beach. No, I didn't quite get killed there, Davy. It was a close one. All right, let us see with the broken barrel. It's like splintered wood, just kind of laying on the ground. And I also wonder if it's just not showing up on my screen because my graphics are no bueno. But it should be right along here, a little further along here. But I'm mousing over in front of me and I'm not seeing anything highlighted, so I think I should have by now. But I'll go ahead and run the rest of the way along the beach and see. And I wonder if it's broken, because I know that the body of the Tall Naren's brother is not in Fallen Gate. It certainly should be so. So I think it's remotely possible that this is also not where it should be. For now, I'm going to go ahead, I think, and evac to the docks as a quick way to get over there to Brandt, Ominous. And, you know, go check and see if there's a particular shiny hanging around, too. Not looking promising on the shiny, unfortunately. Ah, well, that's okay. I can update my my beetles quest over here anyway. All right, here we are. Brandt.
Excellent work. Do you have time to help me out some more?
Oh, well, sure. Why not?
Great. I need you to help me fulfill some more orders.
My pleasure. I want snakes this time. All right, let's see. What do I want to go after at the moment? You know what? I really want to work on those animated scarecrows out here. So that seems like a grand idea. And eat some more of my taco. That's another thing that's exciting. May as well grab snakes on the way, right? There's a distressed merchant over there. And if you kill him, no, not if you kill him. You don't want to kill the distressed merchant. You can't kill the distressed merchant, in fact. But if you kill everything around him, in this case, all the undead, then you can get a. I don't want to have that on, but you can get a like a gratified merchant to spawn in his place. Basically, he becomes a gratified merchant, and then you can buy and sell to him. And the thing that you can buy, notably, is at least one book, and that's where you can get the Halls of the Dead creature catalog. So if you're interested in quests, and especially if you're interested in book quests, any of the gratified merchants or any of the distressed merchants that you turn into gratified merchants will sell you that book. I don't remember what other books you can get from him, but I know for sure the Halls of the Dead is one of them. So let's see. Tonight is Halloween night, and there's not actually as many events going around here tonight specifically as you might would think, but it's like these days the way Halloween is done is so different in that it's like Halloween month instead, right? So all the places that want to do Halloween events spread it out over the entire month of October and even into November. I don't know if they do that the same way in other areas of the United States, but in my area, that's kind of the way of it. So, like, you can start doing Halloween events, or they sometimes call them fall festivals, like the first or second week of the month, and it just kind of goes all the way through. And then, like with this Halloween ending on a Friday, or landing on a Friday, I should say. Ending is a funny thing to say, but landing on a Friday, um, then that means that it goes on into November as well. So there'll be Halloween things all weekend long. It's kind of interesting. Like the haunted houses and everything are just like it's constant. Every weekend you can go do haunted houses for the entire month of October plus the first weekend of November. So yeah, I understand the concept, which is that when everyone was trying to do everything on Halloween, the people can only go so far, right? They can't hit everything. And so it makes some sense from that perspective. But at the same time, it's kind of, I don't know, it's a little strange. It's like, it's Halloween month, October 31st. That's one of the days of Halloween month, yeah. You know? So, just deep thoughts once more from Copernicus Corner over here. It's like, don't know if you ever saw, I think it was on Saturday Night Live back in the 90s, they had Deep Thoughts by Jack Candy. And it would be just, a silly story or even a short, like, paragraph maybe. And that's how I'm feeling right now. Deep Thoughts by Copernicus Corner. And in the meanwhile, playing snakes. They're not even exciting snakes, they're just gray and not even bothering poisoning. These are probably non-poisonous snakes I'm out here killing. I'm just like, ooh, snake, kill it, Rough. Poor guys. Minding their own business, trying to live their lives. Let's see if I can find any more animated scarecrows. They seem a little more dangerous somehow. I don't really know because they don't actually leave the scarecrow fields unless they're chasing you because you've attacked them. So I'm not sure if there's anything inherently bad about them. I mean, on the one hand, after all that you do in Antonica and you find out that there's this guy and he's animating scarecrows and all that, and it kind of paints him in a bad way, right? But on the other hand, is he or is he not creating creatures that are protecting the fields they're supposed to protect, right? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. Not sure how I feel about it overall. Sometimes I question the motives and maybe sometimes the intelligence of our EverQuest characters. I feel like they sometimes do some things that I'm uncertain about. A lot of times, actually. Kind of get led around by the nose a little bit as a character in this game. But, that's part of the joke. Ah, animated scarecrows are back again. Or, conversely, they're up over here. Indeed. And so, the undead overseer is still up over there. And I see that none of you brave souls came and took on the undead overseer after I mentioned him earlier. Shameful. Shameful. Now, I do have in my bags these bear claws, and I stuck them onto my hotbar here. And they're not a bad addition if, say my stuff's on cooldown, I could come over and use a bear claw and toss a little excess damage onto the situation. The bear claw lasts for 16 seconds. It inflicts 43 to 53 melee damage on target, and then inflicts 10 to 17 slashing damage on target every 4 seconds. It's not a bad addition to the DPS. So don't discount your bear claws, I guess is what I'm saying here. There's also badger claws that you can run across, and I think those, I cannot remember if they decrease mitigation or if they increase haste or something like that. But anyway, they can be helpful. If you've got some dropping and find that you have some in your bags, check them out, see what they do, see if they may benefit you to stick them on your hotbar. I don't know if Eslohar is still hanging out in chat or not, but if you're still there, Eslohar, where are you? Why aren't you in the game? Come on. You can do it. No response from the audience. Man. Alright, so I just need one more animated scarecrow, and then we'll be good to go. I think that's a city writ that I've had in my bag or in my journal for some time. got that one knocked out. That's great. So now, still need the young antelope bones. Still need the snakes. I'm just type in young, because I'm gonna run around and see snakes, no problem. Got a young woodland Kodiak. That's not what I want. We need young ant. How about that? So now we need a young ant. We need a striped ant of the red variety. Between the two, we'll be cooking with Crisco, you know. In the meanwhile, come to check on that shiny again over here. See if it has spawned. And if it has, we'll cross our fingers. See about that red ant that we need. Not that we need, that Eloise needs, actually. I'm not sure why she can't just walk over and check herself now and then, but hey, who am I to judge? Don't currently have any turn-ins yet. Making sure. Ah, there we go. The coveted shiny. And a beach clamper. Not sure if the beach clamper is coveted. I feel like it's not. But, maybe. Maybe it's. Crab meat? Could be. Some people like it. Alright, so no luck there. So, I'll head on over to the lion fields, see what I can find over there. I'm approaching Bridge Keep. It's daytime, so the door should be open. Just to remind everybody, if you want to go through the doors on Bridge Keep, they do close and lock at night, but you can do a quest line for a guy over here. And if you finish them, I think you have to repeat it 3 times, then you can unlock the doors. So you just click on them and go through them at nighttime. Or you can just jump over the wall on the east side from the Dead River Basin, that valley. Thank you for the follow, Rinwolf70. Also, how loud are the alerts on here? Do I need to turn those down? Does anybody's ears get blown out when an alert goes off, or is it okay? Alright, we have a young antelope on track. So I'm gonna go find that, and we'll see if we can get a little bit closer to getting those young antelope bones we need for recycling the old-fashioned way. It's not a heroic dare or anything. It's just a simple little dude minding his own business, killing, innocent snakes and deer at the moment. Well, hey, here's a little group of them. And an extra there. May as well get them all together. Hey, Mason Man, how you doing? Not too bad. Were you back on live again? My favorite class? That is a hard question. I enjoy multiple classes. My least favorite class, I can tell you, is a scout. That believe it or not, playing a scout right now, but definitely it's the one that that I identify with the least, that I connect with the least, and that in my opinion, I'm the worst at playing as well. I've had a lot of fun with all of the other classes. I'm going to say that fighter fighter is probably my second least favorite. So I probably lean more toward mages in general and priests in general, healers rather. Yes, scout is a class, and everything under scout is a subclass. Actually, it's just like if you're a trade skiller, then like outfitter is the class, and then like armorer would be the subclass of that. Renwolf says, just came back to EQ2 after 2 years. So much to catch up on, Ellen. You know what, Renwolf? I think your name is familiar. I don't know. I don't know why, but and it may be that I I may have seen you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but your name is familiar. Mason Man asking what server Renwolf is on, and Grim says, "Do you enjoy a particular mage subclass?" My favorite
Salutations.
probably subclass of mage would be Conjurer. That was my first character that I played as my main, and I had a lot of fun on it. Oh, ads, perfect timing. All right, so Rinwolf is on Halls of Fate. And looks like Dwibbleduff just gained a level and is a level 26 weaponsmith now. Very nice. All right, welcome back. So you're on Halls of Fate, Renwolf? Also, I was saying, of the mage class, I would say that Conjurer is my favorite subclass because, partially because that was my first main was a Conjurer, and I played her for many years. Good times. Family killed on Halls of Fate. Um, so actually, Mason Man, Conjurers are not just good for soloing; they're good for grouping as well. They're very versatile, I would say. But Halls of Fate, do you happen to know Larissa and Searing Heat by chance over there? I think they've been playing on Halls of Fate. They played there for many years, and I think they moved back there some time ago. Well, if you run into them, they're good folks, so keep your eye out. I met them on Race to Trackanon initially, and they were guildmates of mine there. And then they brought their characters over to Mod Duel for a long time, years, until I stopped playing over there. So, yeah, if you guys run into them, they're good people. Also, Irame, but Irame is not playing right now. I know she's not playing at all. So, yeah, definitely. Conjurers definitely have a lot of utility. They're just like I said, they're kind of the jack of all trades um, of mage class. Actually, I find that Courser and Illusionist are also very good for mages. I really maybe mages may be my favorite class in general. If I had to choose one, I may say mages. I'm not 100% sure that that's true, but it's close to true. But both Courser and Illusionists, and especially at this stage of the game, not so much on live, because a lot of the cool parts of especially the Courser were kind of dismantled by some of what happened on live.
Excellent work. Do you have time to help me out some more?
Sure, Brandt. Of course I have time to help you out some more.
Great.
What are friends for?
I need you to help me fulfill some more orders.
My pleasure. The wizard that I made on here is the first wizard that I've ever, well, okay. It will be the first wizard that I'll ever have leveled up very much. I have played with a wizard before, played as a wizard before, but I've never gotten it to a high level. or played with one regularly. Yeah, you mentioned that, Mason Man, but hadn't gotten around to it yet, eh? I've played a necromancer before, but betrayed pretty quickly because I just did not. And of course, at the time, it was right around this time period that I tried the necromancer, like this in 2007-ish probably, when I tried the necromancer. And I know that a lot of changes were made to the necromancer afterward that kind of negated some of what I didn't like about the necromancer. But even so, like I never went back and tried it again. So I can say that I didn't like it at the time. I would be willing to give it another go because I have a lot more experience with the game at this point than I did at that time, and my opinion may change. So, all right, Runewolf says Wizard 120, Fury 110, Monk 110. Wizard, Fury, and Monk. So no scout for you, huh? I feel you. It's a whole different thing. Scout is just it's a different animal. Not as much with the Troob and Dirge, but with the other scouts. The last expansion I played? Very good question. When was the last expansion I played? Okay, so like played seriously or played like I came in and did something, right? What kind of play are we talking about? I'm gonna say that the last time that I was seriously playing it, it was like Ascension, the Ascension thing was out, Ascension spells, and like it was the second rendition of the Ascension spells, and then there was one expansion I think after that I played. So I have no idea when that was, but it was some time ago. Actually, let's see. There were the zones with like the Plague Bringer, and you had to. Man, let me see if I can even remember. There would be different detriments on you, and depending on what detriment it was, you had to clear the detriment and then do something. I don't remember. So Ren, you're 2 behind? See, I don't even know what 2 behind is. Oh yeah, no, you're good, Miss Man. You've now gotten answers from both of us. Alright. I've decided to get over my coughing fit, I think, for a moment. Alright, Renwolf says raising another fury so I can remember how to play it. Yeah, I feel you. And of course, the playstyle is different, particularly for really for everybody, I think, than it is on live for about a million reasons. But yeah. I remember I leveled my my mystic at about this time period. And my gosh, that was, you're talking about slow. I mean, boy, you're sitting there beating on a mob for 10 minutes. And it was the same with the Guardian. I leveled both of those guys at around this time in the game's existence. And it was just, it was rough doing anything solo. Of course, with groups, it was great. But like, and going solo and trying to, it wasn't that you couldn't kill things, you certainly could. It was like, it was just like in a year, you know? May I say you were remaining a Fury for years? Is that what you're saying? Hmm. All right, so from Kingdom of Sky to Ascended Frontier. I'm trying to think about how long that was. Let's see. There was Kingdom of Sky, and then Echoes of Vapor, Moors of Kesha. Hmm. So what is that? 3 or 4 years? Somewhere in there? Oh, Sentinel's Fate, right. Good job. Renwolf says, no, but thinks it's coming back fast. Been playing on and off maybe 3 months since release. Nice. Okay, so yeah. 2006, 2010, so 4 years. Yeah, no, I got you. I don't remember how many times this dog's quest repeats. Totally off topic. Just something that occurred to me. So, Renwolf, are you saying that you started on Origins 3 months after? Oh, no, never mind. I see what you're saying. All right, let's see here. I have no more of the snakes to get, but I do want to run out into the field and see if I can see any young antelopes running around. Because I still need 2 of their bones. There's a very large herd of antelope that runs around, just kind of all over the place. And if we can find those, it normally just clears out all of that kind of antelope killing quest. But I haven't run across it today. I'm also going to go run back along the beach in case, like, suddenly that broken barrel just miraculously appears there. Not very likely, but hey, you know, may as well give it a shot. Ooh, whoa, hold on. Something looked like it was there for just a brief second, did it not? Something flashed. Interesting. Hold on. It should have been back here. And it shows it on the map right here. Let's see here. What if we go over exactly where it shows it? And I just mouse around different angles. Is it possible that a static item like that could fall through the world the same way that a NPC can fall through the world? I can't recall what it's called. Don't know. I have no luck on the antelopes so far. Tons of plain serpents in case I wanted their attention. Got a couple more wheel wolves over here. I'm trying to remember the name of the quest that has you get the wheeled wolves. There's like, you have to get a good number of them. I want to say like 20 of them or something like that for some quest. But I can't remember which one it is or where it comes from. I think I can safely say there are no young antelope out in the fields right now. So, I suppose I will go back to Brandt again. Let's see here. What else do we want to do? Maybe hop over to Neck Forest, actually.
Hello.
It's an interesting route that it takes to get to Antonica docks from Southeast Station. Instead of going the straightest route, it wants to fly over the Dead River Pass down there. Deadview Pass. It's an interesting choice. Dead River Basin is what it's called there. So it's Deadview Pass on down here. Dead River Basin there. I guess this whole area is Dead River Basin, but Deadview Pass is down southwest. Is that right? I think so. Southwest. And I'll try actually going toward the docks instead of around the pass to them, I suppose. And of course, I've got to be sure to check for this striped red ant. He could be in any of these spawns any day now. Tell you what. Gonna hit it big with the striped red ant. It's tantamount to winning the lottery, really. Ah, what's all this business? Purple Dove says, about out of vitality, so I'll probably switch to the woodworker and churn out some totems or arrows or something. Arrows sound great. Also totems, however. We could use both. In fact, I'm going to turn these off for now because I'm not doing anything exciting enough to be wasting those guys on rare commodity.
Do you have time to help me out some more?
Not right now. So I did finish his repeatables. Wonderful. Wonderful. Excellent. Now I have room for 4 quests. And I'm gonna just uncheck these guys and hop over to Net Forest and see what I've got going over there. Right, Goltex High Guards, Dragoon Lieutenants, Lord Generis. Okay, this is Cauldron Hollow. I won't be doing that right now. Dusk Darts. Yes, I should do those while I'm in this area. Owlbear Menace, maybe Symbol of the Waterfalls. Okay, waterfall should be up to the up to the north. And I should go over there and check that out for sure. Dusk darts are kind of all over the place. Good news is that at this point, I may as well get these because I'm not getting attacked by the sharks. But they're in no hurry to update, I notice. It also took a long way home, you know? I prefer to do the underwater quests after getting Haddon's earring, so that you can easily breathe underwater without needing to use up totems to do so. It's okay quests like this because you don't really have to go underwater. You can just shoot them, pull them up to you, and then kill them on top of the water. But even so, it's a little annoying. I'd prefer to do it under the water. And I don't want to do that unless I have underwater breathing going on, so. I have a dusk guard over here. So far, I've got one of the updates for this quest. It's not a great ratio. All right. Well, exciting fighting of fishes going on. So recently, I was told that my, and this is totally off topic, but just of interest to me, really, probably. But I was told that anemia, iron deficiency anemia, can be caused by gluten sensitivity. And it's interesting because once you start trying to avoid gluten for whatever reason, you find that gluten is in so incredibly many things. It's like some things that you would never guess had gluten in it. Like there's certain kind of gummy bears and gummy candies. It's crazy. And so like Halloween candies all over the place, and it's like you have to be very careful to check the here's the fisherman over here. To check the ingredients of just every single candy, because you just never know where it's going to be hiding at. Daisy asked me and Dre to help her, but Dre was mean. He didn't used to be always mean. I wonder how come he told her no. Dre hadn't got so mad at that halfling, we could have helped her. Glad someone did. All right, so this is our indications that old Dre is not what he seems to be, right? Something's a little wrong with poor old Dre over here. And maybe I needed to go and talk to them before I could get his angry response from him turning. Well, I don't want to give it away just in case you haven't done this before, but here's Fisherman Drelix. Let's try talking to him again.
Leave me alone! You're going to scare off all the fish.
And I'm going to say, I know who you are. Narina has sent me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not the one you're looking for.
See? This is a whole thing. It's part of the Made for the Mist. I must identify and slay the disguised entity from... Oh, here he is. Okay, this is it. Now he goes running. And now we follow him. All right. So I just didn't stick around long enough last time. All right. Now, it's probably going to kill me. Do I want to? Maybe. Sure, why not? Let's give it a shot. It's not great. Not looking great over here. So fast. Yeah, gonna run for it. But that's how you make him spawn anyway. I couldn't remember what it was. I was like, is it am I supposed to do something? Am I supposed to have something in my bags? And I thought I had waited long enough earlier when we were there for something to trigger, but obviously not. I was thinking, well, maybe I need to go talk to the guys. And however, I'm not sure that I did need to talk to them. I probably just needed to wait a little bit longer. This is Cauldron Hollow, by the way. I'm not going to go in there right now. But that's the door of Cauldron Hollow. Um, which I mean, like I said, it's the same one that you go in for the Halloween events on live. So if you've done those, then you've been in Cauldron Hollow. I believe that's where the maze is on live, as I recall. Like the whole thing with I think that's where the maze is. So I've done half of the Made for the Mist Part 3. I identified the disguised entity, but as for slaying him, yeah, that didn't so much happen yet. It's a level 30 quest, and it doesn't say so in the journal, but it's very much intended for a group to be working on that together. And again, it was for access to enchanted lands in at that time period.
Well met.
Mason man, wonder if I can solo the Olive Refuge decently with a pally on Origins. I don't know. You should be able to. The only thing that you might have trouble with is the Grok. He can be a little tricky. Yeah. Well, my wizard is pretty low. He's or he, yeah, I think I made it him male. I think level 10, maybe 9 even. Let's see. Yeah, level 9. Alright, so I'm gonna mezz this guy and then try to get these out of here a little ways. Man, no bueno. Not going well. Getting the heck out of Dodge if possible. And then running the wrong direction because I'm cool like that. Yeah, he does hit hard. The Grok is it's kind of crazy. Doubts about getting invested. Midnight. Expect beta starts November 11th. Global Duck ran himself out of crafting vitality, looks like. Someone is asking if the elaborate workbench is the minimum ones you can use to craft in your house, or the lower tier ones work. So I'm telling them the simple is the minimum. You can only do the first tier. First bar, rather. I think the first one is simple. Worked does the second bar, I think. I cannot type. I have a quest to return to Shaw Morgan. He's going to be up by Bone Lake. And I may as well do that because I could go from there back down to Namar's Ascent, jump off partway, and go get some of those patchwork men I need. Oh, how funny. I accidentally typed my answers to General in my guild. I'm sure they wonder what the heck I'm talking about. Well, Mason Man, you got to do something to pass the time anyway, right? Yeah. So, are you excited about the new live expansion that's coming out? And when does that come out? Do you know? Is that the no? Never mind. I don't know. I'm so out of touch with what's going on live. Yeah, I don't know.
Hello.
All right, let's see here. Don't think I have anything to do specifically at New Mars Ascent, but I can use it to get over to the Bone Lake, and then head back that way. I also wonder if I deleted my quest from the ferry over there. Because I know I'm supposed to kill the ferry for one of the quests, but the loyalist over there gives out a quest line to do things to the Assylian ferries. So I'm not sure if I may have deleted that to make room for something. I probably did. Let's see. I would say yes, I must have. So I better pick that back up while I'm in the area. I have room for some quests right now. So it would be a good plan. Alright, I'm gonna jump off right there, and then come update with Shell Morgan, and then go check on that ferry over here, and see if I need to grab that quest. Alright, Shell Morgan says, an investigator's work is never done. Then he says, how's the gathering going? I've gathered several different plants for you to look at. And he says, you certainly have. That's quite a collection of plants there, friend. I'm still not sure what might have caused the poisonous reaction, though. The deceased was relatively young and purportedly in excellent health. I say, have you spoken with the suspect directly? He says, actually, no. Perhaps you would like to interrogate the prisoner? I mean, speak to the suspect? He may be more willing to speak to a layperson than an investigator. He's being held on the dock at Fort Nathex until the Mariner Guards can arrange for secure transport. And I'll say, I'll see what I can find out. And then we're going to run over here to the loyalist and see if I need to pick that quest up or not. And because this is a treant, and because it is not heroic, it therefore must die. Treants just absolutely hate to drop their treant parts, too. That's another thing about them, you know. Most of the lore and legend guys don't have such issues, but boy, treants, they hang on to them hard. Ah, rainbow lights. Let's see if our scrying stones work at all. Not there. Not looking promising, gotta say. Guessing that's a no. I don't know if it's because of the uneven terrain or what, but sometimes you just cannot get those scrying stones to work. Or I can't anyway. Maybe you can. Who knows? Alright, loyalist heretier or something. Well, can't you see I'm busy with something? And I say, what are you busy with? They say, those accursed Assyrians are at it again. The spell that they have found is too powerful. The creature that they could summon would surely be able to attack without any warning from our scouts. I need to find some way to stop this from happening without breaking the treaty. You look to be an able body. Would you mind doing Her Majesty a favor? I say, what did you have in mind? He says, well, our treaty says that we can't start or influence any attack upon them. So if you were to, say, go south to the lands and prevail upon their diviners our need for them to stop the summoning, it would be appreciated. The Queen has authorized me to reward any who is capable of stopping the Assyrians without causing an all-out war. I say I shall travel south and do my best to stop the Assyrian diviners from completing that horrible spell. And then I will kill this horrible black timber treant. And I would attack their queen, except that I think probably their queen would kill me. Level 29 triple up heroic named most likely would be death. So, that being the case, I'll head back over to the Griffin station where I can fly toward the Mars Ascent, jump off, and possibly kill a few patchwork men. So foggy over here. Great job for contact All right,
Greetings,
to
traveler.
Mars Ascent. That's where we would go. And what I actually want to do is jump partway there because I would like to go to not to Neck Castle, but to that area because I would like to go ahead and kill some of these patchwork men. So I'm gonna jump right here and head that way. And that needs a Dragoon Lieutenant. This one here, Dragoon Qeynos, is a heritage quest, and that's for the Shiny Breast Helper. And it requires you to kill undead near Nektulos Castle and collect proof of their destruction. Now, let's see if I think it counts the guys out on this path as being near Nektulos Castle, but we'll see. Cold says pristine imbued oak longbow. So how would this compare to Stormfire? Why don't I just link him Stormfire? And then he can see. Actually, he can't see me because I think he's too low level. Hold on. Doable Duff is only level 9, so he won't see the right stats. I did update the Dragoon Qeynos quest. I thought it probably would. So realistically, between needing the patchwork men and needing the undead from this area, what I'll need to do is come in and just clear this whole path because these can spawn the crumbling watchers or the skeletons or the patchwork men zombie guys. And the patchwork men and the skeletons will both update the Dragoon Qeynos quest. And I can't remember what I need the patchwork men for, but it's for something. So that's what I'll need to do. Clear this line over and over again. And that won't take all that long to get the amount of undead that I need. And I'll probably finish the patchwork men long before I finish the Dragoon Qeynos update. Howsoever, it is 11 o'clock, and so I'm gonna have to get off of here. I may get back on later tonight. Not sure, but I've got to get some stuff done for sure. And so I'll kill this guy. And I'll go somewhere a little safer. There's a name that can spawn right over here. But I'm gonna come up on this hill, and then I'll log for it now. As always, it was a pleasure streaming with you guys. The conversation was awesome. And I will hopefully see you all later. If you're not following me, be sure to do that so you can turn on my notifications and see when I'm going live. Hopefully I'll talk to you later tonight. If not, then hopefully tomorrow. Goodbye for now. See you later.